Sean, are you on? Can you hear me?
Can you all hear me now?
I can hear you.
Great, thank you.
Sean, so that you know, I'm acting as Patty today in two windows. I'm Patty and I'm Joe Springer. So I'm going to be doing the things that she would be doing for you as far as spotlighting people.
Great, thank you, Joe.
Okay, I do have to leave the room at right around 1 o'clock for an appointment I have, but I'm just going to let it keep running and it'll time itself out after everyone's gone.
Okay, I'm gonna test one thing real fast, Joe, okay? Hang on.
Okay,
All right, can you still hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Perfect, great, thank you. Switching from Zoom to Teams and back to Zoom, sometimes the speakers don't always do what I think they're gonna do. So Mike, I see your hand up, but I cannot hear you, but you're muted right now. There you go.
Okay.
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I have the family of Rotary prepared.
Great. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, and thank you for your nice email the other day. I apologize for not responding to you. I was going to respond, and I apologize for not getting back to you, but I was hoping to do it in person.
No
and then
problem.
the last meeting got going, and so but I thank you for that nice email.
No problem at all. No problem.
We wish Ed the best. I told him to keep trying. He'll do it.
Yep. I agree. I agree completely.
It's hard. It's disheartening, but he wants it so bad, but he's got to keep trying.
Yep.
You and I know Mike Darrow pretty well. Mike Darrow.
Yes.
Yeah. As a side, I don't know if everybody can hear us from the whole Rotary. Can everybody?
Yes, they can.
Oh,
Yes,
I don't want to. I'll visit with you in private.
Yeah. Good side combo later.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself for a minute and check on Dad. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Joe, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, Mike. I'm just keeping everybody so they're either all muted or unmuted, whatever you want to do. If you want to stay on, that's fine.
Okay. I see you've got a new appearance on the screen.
I'm a good looking girl, aren't I?
You can tell her I said that.
All right.
Okay. And so everything's good with you, right? Everything's good with the family?
Absolutely. Watching
Okay,
that little grandbaby grow up so fast and changing every day.
it's a new kind of love, isn't it?
And it is.
A special kind of love. Until you experience it, it's hard to describe.
Now, I'm sure the folks that are on this screen, most of them would have that opportunity to see what it's like when something that small looks up with total trust. You got me. You know, you better.
Well, if you're like me, I like the baby stage. I like that baby stage. It was just a sweet, sweet time in
Right.
our children's lives. And now we get to experience it all over again, except it's the kind of a new generation.
Well, and it's Sue was pointing out, it's so different, even though, you know, we had Amanda and was able to take care of her and everything, loved her dearly. Being able to take care of this baby, not having to worry about going to work and what's going on there, and not having to worry about get home and get all your chores done. I mean, just to enjoy her is wonderful.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. And she's the future.
Yes, she is.
I remember one of my real joys in life was just recently when my mother got to hold her great-grandchild.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't long after that she passed, but she did get to hold him, and we got to get some pictures of it and video nowadays, and it just touched my heart to have that. And I hope that'll happen with us.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a special day too.
All right. So Mike, when the time comes, I'm going to spotlight your square so that no matter where everyone else is, they'll be able to pick you up. And the same thing for Carter and anyone else. Looks like Ron and somebody else here, Lee Davis. If they come on, I'll do the same with them.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad I've stopped eating now, so you won't see me eating. That's a good thing. And I promise I won't get my toothpick out until we're all done with the meeting.
All right.
You're such a wonderful man to help us with all this technology. I just couldn't do it.
Well, I have to admit, Ken Baker really taught me a lot of what I know. So anytime I have a problem, I go back to Ken. He's the number one guy.
Ken Baker. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How about that? That's a man of many talents. I knew that to begin with, but I had no idea he was a technological guru too.
For some reason, he's shaking his head no, like I must have been joshing him.
I can't see him. Is it?
You may have to switch over to an extended view or something. Mike, you're muted again. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Okay, good. Okay,
You're back on now.
I'm better off muted.
Well, when we start the meeting, I'll mute everybody and slowly bring them in because people forget that they are sharing their lives with so many other people. And it's amazing the things that I have heard and seen from folks that just forgot, you know. I mean, go ahead and take a drink of that and turn around and burp. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. The judges had to do an order telling people they had to wear their shirt and their clothes in their deposition and in their court appearances. Oh yeah, wow. they were coming in there in their gym shorts and court appearances, and the judges said, "No, sorry, you're gonna put your clothes on for this hearing." I always enjoy this program. How I got where I'm at. It's a fun program. It really is. We usually get to pepper them with questions, don't we?
Yes, and that's going to have to be one of these raising hands type things if you want to.
Yeah, we usually get to pepper them with some questions, and there's Sean. Sean just said, can you unmute me?
Let me find her.
How many
Oh, there you are.
I hope we got a good crowd today. I can't ever tell.
Sean, you should be on now.
Great, thank you. I got a little worried when I came back in the room and somebody was talking about everybody should put their clothes back on.
That was only in court.
I guess that's
it
what
was
I
all-
get for leaving the room, you know? You leave the
That was
room and you
all-
either get appointed to a committee or named president, or apparently someone takes their clothes off. I don't know.
That was only in court, Sean. That was only in court. Uh,
Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. So,
well,
so it looks like it's about 12:30 on my clock, and sorry guys, I don't have a whole lot of voice. So I guess we can wait another minute or two and then we'll get started. So
well,
give
while
me-
we wait, we have some congratulations in order for you. Is it
Yes.
our understanding that your daughter's getting married?
Well, she actually did get married last weekend.
Oh, well then belated congratulations. Yeah, look at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
giving you
And
the
if I can make it work, I'll send you a picture. And I mean, I've sent myself a picture. I'll try to pull it up.
I
But
bet she was a lovely bride.
well, thank you. I thought she was beautiful, but I'm biased. And everything turned out really well. It was a lot of fun. It was just a magical evening. So let's see if I can get this to pull up. Hang on one second. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this to pull up. Well, this won't be a good picture, but let's see. Joe, can I share my screen?
Try it. Let's see whether or not it works. You have
Okay.
the up arrow down at the bottom.
Yeah, right now it says I can't, so it's disabled right now.
Let's see what we can do. Patty, if you're in here now, do you know how to do that?
Yeah, you can make her a co-host.
Okay.
Co-host.
Yeah, so just go over. You want me to do it? I
You
can do
please do.
it. Sure. Okay, let me see.
You realize you're on here twice.
Oh, I am?
Yep. At
Gotta
least
get
on my
off.
screen.
I knew I've lost some of my stuff, so I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can, but let me try. Let's see. I don't have my list of participants. Oh, there. Let's see if I can get that. Okay, I think I can do it now. Let's see. I'm not sure why I'm on there twice. Let me see if I can find Sean.
I had to log in as you so that I could give me host privileges.
Oh, okay, because it timed out on us.
Right.
Our little trick didn't work, huh?
Well, yeah, I tell you what, I came in here and I've been looking at it and doing things, and I've gone out and I completed a project and came back and went, oh, wow, this is going to be interesting.
Uh-oh. Well, so what, it's not letting me on you know, with the way I'm on right now. So just go find her name in the participants list. And then on the far right, beside her name, go all the way to the right where it says more. And it should say give co-host. One of the options on the down arrow should be make co-host.
Okay, I don't have a more. I've got the mute and I've got the 3 dots.
Yeah, 3 dots. Click the 3 dots.
So when I click the 3 dots for Sean, where'd she go? Down to. I click the 3 dots. Chat, stop, pin, spotlight, rename, allow to record, allow multi-pin, put in waiting room, remove, report. It wasn't the same thing that you and I had for that share.
Okay. All right.
I wonder, let's see
I'm
if
afraid
I
I'm afraid if I sign off, it's gonna.
So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll share a picture next time.
Okay.
Yes, that'd be
Yeah,
easy.
I'll share next time. Don't worry about it. But at any rate, it did turn out very well. So thank you, whoever brought that up. So all right. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So I don't know if we have I don't think we have the bell. So here you go. Ding. Yeah. So welcome everybody to our meeting today. Excuse my voice. It's a little bit hoarse after all the festivities this weekend. So welcome to the December 7th Zoom meeting of the Rotary Club of West Jacksonville. I know everybody's already muted, so I won't tell you to mute yourself, but do feel free to use the chat feature. and because we do want to hear from you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's wonderful to see you, and thank you for joining us today. Our invocation, let's see, I don't see Ron Roberts on here, and I don't see Lee Davis, so we're going to wing it here. So let's see, Carter, are you giving me a signal? Carter's waving, so I think Carter's going to do something there. What's up, Carter? Can we unmute Carter?
Trying to find him.
Okay. Well, I can see him, so I know where he is, but.
In the meantime,
Oh, there he is.
you're a
Okay.
co-host. I got you a co-host, Sean. You're a co-host. So if you want to share that picture, you can.
Carter,
Thank
you
you.
should be open.
I got unmuted.
There you go.
I'll take care of the invocation and the pledge if y'all don't mind.
Okay, so Carter, take it away. Thank you.
Okay. Dear Lord, we're thankful for our many blessings. We thank you for the holidays, and we hope everybody has a great time with their friends and family. We're grateful for this great country and the great Rotary group that we're proud to serve. Help us do better in the community. Amen.
Amen. And the pledge.
If you'll now stand with me and salute the flag, wherever that may be. I pledge allegiance
To the
flag
Flag
of the United
United
States of America
America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible, with
visible,
liberty and
liberty and
justice for all.
justice for all.
Thank you, Carter. Appreciate it. The only pop-ups I have are a reminder that our Christmas party is next week on Wednesday, December the 14th. That's going to be at Timuquana in the evening, excuse me, at 6 p.m. So we will not have a lunch meeting that day. So we will not, excuse me, not have a lunch meeting on Wednesday, the 14th, but we will have our Christmas party that evening at 6 p.m. at Timuquana. So please be sure to RSVP. You can either do that on DACDB, which is a preferred method, or if you can't figure that out, please shoot an email to Patty and let her know that you'll be attending. And a reminder that you can always check DACDB to see what's coming up in the future and RSVP for anything in the future coming up. You can RSVP at any time. So those are the only, really the only pop-up that I have. Does anybody else have a pop-up that they need to share? Okay. All righty. Again, excuse me, y'all, for the voice. I know that sounds horrible. Our Family of Rotary report today is being given by Mike Crumpler. Mike?
Mike, I'm unmuting you now.
Button.
There you are.
Did I push the correct button?
Now
Yes.
you have, go ahead.
Thank you, President Sean. Fellow Rotarians, in these special days, these special holidays, we have some important Family of Rotary matters that we should keep in our prayers and our well wishes. But I want to start off very first by congratulating the Asmuth family on the occasion, the special occasion of the marriage of their daughter. What's her name?
It's Ashley.
Ashley. On the special wedding of Ashley. And so we want to congratulate the Asmuth family and our President Sean for that special occasion. Well done. We're very, very happy for the family. And then on a little bit more touching note, let's please keep our fellow Rotarians in our prayers, our thoughts and prayers, and give them our warmest well wishes during this season. This is a difficult time. I would like to just share that Lori DeJohnny was blessed with a grandchild with her daughter Lamise. We all know the DeJohnnies, and Lamise's child is a newborn, but she's been having medical difficulties, and she's hanging in there, but it's a young child. So please keep the young child and the DeJohnny family in your hearts and prayers during this holiday season and also throughout the year. And then also too, on our Rotary family, Andrew Paul Williams, has become the sole caregiver for his mom. And he's indicating that his mom's about to turn 95. So God bless her.
Wow.
Yeah, and Andrew, and he's taking good care of her. But he wanted to share with our Rotary family that he has written a new book, and it's called Dreams, a Photographic Journal into Subconsciousness. This new book is available at the Avondale Gift Boutique. They have some signed copies, and I bet we could even ask Andrew if he would sign a few copies of the book. And he says that it's his first art book, and that it has pictures, photographs, images of many iconic Jacksonville locations, including the Florida Yacht Club, the Cummer Museum of Art and Gardens, Epping Forest, and Club Continental. And Andrew says he looks forward to seeing us soon. So please keep Andrew's mom in your prayers, hearts and prayers, and then congratulate Andrew when you see him on his new book. And I don't know if anybody else has anything they'd like to share at this time. Any other family of Rotary sharings? Is that a word, sharings?
Sharings. So thank you, Mike. And I'll put, I think past President Ike is on the call, and I'm going to put him on the spot. I think I saw an update on social media from him. Ike, are you on?
I am.
Did
Thank
you have an exciting change in your status recently?
I have become the president and CEO of Airvan Incorporated, and I'm really excited to be making this change and transition. It's a Jacksonville-based company, so I'm not going anywhere, and really, really excited. So thank you, President Sean, for acknowledging that.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Ike. And thank you, Mike, for that update. And y'all, please do keep Lori, the Deshani family in your thoughts and prayers. And thanks for the update too on Andrew Paul Williams, because I'd seen some stuff on social media and I didn't quite understand what all of it meant. So that helped greatly with that, with your report there. So thank you very much. Maybe we need to have him come speak to us about his book and all the things noted that he's noted in there. So thank you for all those updates. And thanks also for acknowledging Ashley's wedding. I'm going to try one more time to see if I can, shoot, where did it go? Let's see if I can get that up real fast for you.
We've got your
You can
directory
see,
now.
let's see, you can see my email, but you can't see the email, can you?
If you double click on the email, as long as you don't mind. Okay, go. You've got one highlighted up there at the top that says pick. Double click it and let's see what
There you
happens.
go. Can y'all see that?
Not yet.
Can y'all see that picture?
No, ma'am.
No, shoot. Okay, so next time I'll share it with you next time. But one of the special things we did, and I don't know if my dad's on yet, but my dad's father started the horse and buggy trade in Charleston. And we have a picture of my dad and Mr. Riley, Joe Riley Sr., in the very first carriage that ever arrived in Charleston.
Wow.
And so Ashley and her dad rode by carriage to the wedding in a carriage that came from the company started by my grandfather. And so I have a picture of that. And actually I snuck in the carriage too, but I wasn't really supposed to be in there, but I did. So so there's a picture that I took that I was trying to share with you. So thanks y'all. And that's why I wasn't with you last week, was I had gone on up there for that. So
President Sean?
I'm sorry.
President Sean?
Yes.
President Sean, it's me, Mike. In the inimitable words of Bill Howie, that concludes my report.
Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. Sergeant at Arms Carter, do you have anything else for us today? Do we have any guests or visiting Rotarians?
I do not think, Stephen Rowland, do you have a visiting guest on our Zoom meeting today?
Hang on, I've got to find him.
you are. Okay. All righty. Anything else, Carter?
Sorry, no, I thought we were waiting for Stephen, but no, I don't think we have any visiting Rotarians today. So with that, that concludes my report, President John.
Okay, great.
My wife may show up to make sure I tell the truth. That's all.
Good. Well, I do have Ashley's cat with me, if that counts as a guest. She's on her staycation while Ashley and her new husband are on their 2-week honeymoon. So the cat is here. I may not have any furniture left after the cat finishes being here, but the cat is here. So, and she's here on the couch with me while I'm in my meeting. So today's program is one of my favorites, and I think it's one of y'all's too. I'm not sure the grammar is exactly correct, but how I got where I'm at. In my old club, we called it New Member Talks, but how I got where I'm at. So I appreciate Dane making the arrangements. Dane couldn't join us today, but I appreciate Dane making the arrangements for 3 of our newer members to visit with us today and tell us a little bit about themselves. So we'll start with Ali Loazia, and I probably butchered the pronunciation of your name, Ali, but with that, we'll turn it over to Ali to share a bit of her story with us. So Ali.
I've unmuted her.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
Can you guys hear me? I don't.
We are good to go.
Yes,
Okay.
you're good to go. And we can
Okay.
see you too.
Sorry. Okay, great. So a little bit of my background. I know I was told to do the speech today, and thank you. A little bit of my background. I was born in Peru in 1993. I'm almost on my 30s, which is great. And well, my parents are, I'm a Japanese, French, and Spaniard descendant. And I was raised in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So growing up at home was having different cultures because we're very European at home and we're very Japanese too. So I did learn French, which is my first language. And that's a fun fact about me. And Spanish is my second or third language. So growing up with different cultures, but I was raised by my grandmother, who is Japanese, and she used to work at a place for senior people. And it was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I was raised. So growing up, I got used to going after school there to help my grandmother, and I was 5 or 4 years old. So I always said that maybe my passion for helping others started there, because I will help them. Sometimes people can, like old people cannot eat by themselves. So that was something that I remember doing. And I would sit down with them and try to give them their soup or whatever, and try to, some of them were my friends. And I was a 4-year-old with a lot of old people near me, but it was great because they will tell me their stories and what they used to do. And it was, I don't know, it was just family to me. And then I went back to Peru, and I'm talking a little bit of how I got to Rotary, I think. I went to Peru at 8 years old, and I joined this Catholic group, and we used to do a lot of community service. So I was 8 years old until the age of 12 doing that. And it was like a missionary group, and then we used to go to different parts of the highlands, and we used to do a lot of like community service, just doing like what we do here, basically trying to get like coats or like trying to provide food or shelter for some people. And that's where my passion for helping others really started. And then I went to a special school, so I didn't have that much time to like help others. I went to special school for 4 to 5 years of my life. And then I go into medical school at the age of 16 for a whole year. So I came to the States at the age of 17. And I realized that I wanted to help others, and that's the reason why I went into medical school. But that wasn't what I wanted to do. So that was not the way I wanted to help others. And then I realized that I fell in love with the diseases more than helping others through medicine. So when I came here, my mom asked me, I know that I went to a smart school, that's what they call in Peru. So I didn't have the same experience that other people had. So I decided to do high school in here, which it was kind of weird because I had already finished high school. I was already in college and I was 17, 18, doing my last 2 years of high school here just because I wanted the experience. And then I joined Interact. And I have great memories about being part of the Interact family at Coral Gables Senior High School. And that's how I got close to Rotary. So that's when I started knowing about Rotary. And I have like really good memories. We used to, at least Rotarians will come like every quarter of the semester to have like dinners with us and letting us know what Rotary actually means to them, how Rotary helps the community, and how Rotary told us about their personal experiences as a Rotarians. And then they will help us set up events for us to help our community. And I know that some kids were there because we were required to have a certain amount of community service, which Interact will help you with. But I think that some people started like that, and then they find out that helping others will bring you like a reward that you cannot find anywhere else. It comes from the heart. And I think when something comes from the heart, it just comes naturally, and it's something beautiful. So then I went to FIU and I did my bachelor's is on chemistry with a concentration in biochem. But at the age of 22, I was actually, I started working in property management, which is what I'm currently doing. I worked for Bosuto for a couple of years until 2019, and then I moved to Jacksonville in 2020. So why did I come to Jacksonville, and why did it take so long to join Rotary? I think I had to go through certain stuff in my life. I usually don't really go in deep into it, but I think it made me realize that helping others was something that I was passionate about when I was younger, and that's something that I was doing in high school. And going into college, you do see a different world, especially if you come from a different culture. And I realized that I was missing something in my life because I wasn't doing anything for 4 years. I mean, actively, like every day, like going out there out of my way to do something. I did join a sorority, and we used to work with a women's shelter, and I used to work for also, well, not work, but volunteer at, I want to say, Brucey Bowls, which is for kids that had disabilities. And so we used to do events, and we used to try to help the teachers and doing anything they needed for the kids, really. But I stopped doing it for a year. And then in 2019, I think I stopped going to taking my last classes. I just stopped doing anything because I wanted to take 1 year for me and to see what is that I wanted to do with my life. And I think the way I got here was because in 2019 I lost someone who was very special to me. I lost my best friend, and it wasn't COVID, it was another disease. So then that I had a conversation with him actually the day prior to him passing away, and we had this conversation just about life, and where I was alive was something that I didn't want to be at. So I was telling him like all the future plans that I had, but I just felt like I wasn't moving forward. So then he actually, we were having the best conversations that I have ever had with him. And I realized that 1, I have always planned to join Rotary. And then 2, I didn't like the life in Miami. And then I had just talked to him about someone who is going to be my future husband in a year and a half or 2. He was living in Jacksonville at that time. So he was like, well, if you want to start everything, why don't you just start fresh? Why don't you move to a new place? And then why don't you do what you actually like doing, which is helping others? Because I think you how you are. So I moved to Jacksonville, and that's how I got here. I got here because the love of my life is here. And I wanted to change. So then I applied to my company. So I'm currently working for WRH as I'm still working in property management, and now an assistant property manager here in downtown. And I had 2 different properties. And I think that the next step was, okay, well, I was in Interact. I didn't go to Rotary when I was in college, but I want to join Rotary. So let me see if I can connect. And then Mr. Baker sent me the invitation to come to our chapter meeting. And so I did. And I was like, okay, this is something I like. I love the people that are in here. It feels like home already. So I'm here. And this is how I got here, guys. This is my path.
So that's great. So thank you for sharing that. And we obviously are so glad that you're with us. And I frequently look for quotes to use, and something you said really resonated with me, and I'll probably use it, but I will credit you. You said, when something comes from the heart, it is natural and beautiful. And wow, that really struck me. So thank you. So we're so glad you're part of our club and part of our Rotary family. So thank you. And thank you for sharing your journey with us. Wow, that's quite a journey. Goodness
Thank
gracious.
you.
So thank you. And thank you for being part of our family. So,
Thank you for having me in this beautiful family.
yeah, well, we're all the better for you being part of it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. All righty. So Stephen Rowland,
Yes, ma'am.
you're next.
Okay, great. All right, I'm Stephen, and I'm not gonna go as quite as perfect in timing as Allison, but so I want to make sure I jump to the present. I moved here last year, and my boss is the most recent past president at the Downtown Rotary Club. And I had been a Rotarian in Naples, Florida in the early 90s, and really had no intention of just things that happen in life. And I didn't really even think about becoming a Rotarian again. And then my boss asked me if I was interested, and he reached out to Ike, and sight unseen, Ike was kind enough to sponsor me and bring me in. And it's been awesome. Love this group. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to say this real quick. It is not surprising at all to me to see a picture of a champion basketball player in the back of Raul's office there. I mean, the man emanates the rah-rah of life. So anyhow, so my story, I'm actually from Jacksonville originally, and 65 years ago, my father founded WQIK radio here. And so that was kind of my background. I graduated from Episcopal High, grew up in the radio business, graduated college from the University of Georgia, came back to my family business. At that time, my dad had sold out, but I worked in different radio stations we owned for about 10 years. It wasn't really my calling, but you do what you do. And it's actually really worked out great, because it gave me exposure to a lot of different kind of industries, which now in my current position has really turned out to be an asset, because when you're selling radio ads, you kind of need to know about the businesses that you're selling the ads to, so that you can actually help them make money the way they need. And so we did that. Family sold out in '98, and it was kind of a restart point for me. And I'm actually a numbers nerd. So I was really a misfit in radio. And so I went to work for a PhD in economics in Chicago for a couple of years, and was as an analyst. And I didn't really realize that I'd come across something that was a fit for me. And so I went into programming for a while. I took a job with Clear Channel Radio, which is now iHeart, with a software company they owned, and it was from '02 through '04. And we went around the country converting radio station markets business software system. And that was really cool, because it sent me over to over 50 markets across the country over a 2.5-year period. So I've spent at least 4 days now in 46 different US states. So I need to visit Vermont, South Dakota. I kept trying to convince my boss that the people in Hawaii and Alaska needed retraining, but he never would go along with that. And when that ended, it was basically a large contract job. I came to Georgia because my family owned some land in Glenn County, which is Brunswick, St. Simons, Jekyll Island. And at that time, the real estate market was gangbusters. And we decided we're going to develop a piece of property. And the only problem was we didn't get to open our doors until 3 months after the real estate market crashed. And so that was the beginning of some real character building years for me. During that time, I worked on some what I call chain gang landscaping crews, working very hard. Also during that time, I maintained the subdivision we bought. I did all the grunt work for 9 years. That'll make you appreciate an office job working out in the heat in South Georgia. And I also worked at Home Depot and a cabinet shop and learned how to design kitchens. So it's actually very mathematical. You can design a kitchen on a piece of graph paper. Every square is 3 inches by 3 inches. And if you ever want to learn more, I'll tell you more about it. And we finally were able to unload the neighborhood. It was my albatross. And a little bit before that happened, my wife, her best friend is a family lawyer in Brunswick. And she had a case that went before the Georgia State Supreme Court, and it was a convoluted mathematical mess of child support and children moving back and forth and different medical needs and all this. She's like, I don't know what to do with this. You used to crunch these numbers, do something with it. And so I spent a day at a table and I brought it back to her on one spreadsheet and she used it. She's like, oh, this is awesome. We need a forensic accountant around here. And I'm like, great, what's a forensic accountant? And so anyhow, she basically introduced it to me. I got a fraud examiner certification because that was something that I could get fairly quickly that would give me a credential in the field. I actually went to work for her as her paralegal for 1.5 years. So that was a great experience on the inside. And then I went out on my own. And in 2018, I had a few clients and one of them, I got in a case that was over my head. And I kind of had to make it was kind of that whatever, you fork in the road or whatever. I had to kind of decide, do I want to stay small time in Brunswick, Georgia and just handle simple stuff? Or do I want to maybe take my act to the next level? And so, I went for it and I got accepted to the University of Illinois Masters of Accounting program online. And from fall of 18 through spring of 20, from my bedroom in Brunswick, Georgia, I did a master's in accounting from the University of Illinois. Still never stepped foot in Urbana-Champaign. Someday I'll go there, but I do keep in touch with my professors. And since I paid for that education, I can assure you my GPA was much higher than any other education I ever did. It really worked out beautifully. I was able to work for a CPA firm called Shell & Hogan on St. Simons during that time. So while I did my education, I was able to get my 2,000 hours and I went straight from school into the 4 CPA exams and was blessed to pass them all on the first try. Thank goodness. Quick backup on the graduating. I was in that group of spring 2020, which I'm sure Raul is familiar with that in education. We were the group that we didn't get to graduate. We actually had a Airbnb set up in Chicago and everything. And then of course it all got canceled because of COVID. But anyhow, so I was blessed to pass the CPA exams, got my license in March of 21 while I was still working for the CPA firm. They let me work in auditing. They let me work in tax. But I still liked the valuation and forensic type work the best. And so I went out on my own and quickly realized that all those people that said they would hire me, they would hire me once I got my CPA license, but they still didn't want to pay very much. And so I was really fortunate. I joined here in Jacksonville, a group called the Estate Planning Council of Northeast Florida. And through a nice lady here in town named Biggs North, if any of you know her. And the first meeting I went to was a man who ended up being my boss, Bill Sorensen, who was the past president. He did a presentation and he was from Business Valuation Incorporated. So I sat there thinking, oh gosh, I hope he doesn't talk about things that I don't know about. But so fortunately, I knew about everything he talked about. And so it turned out this company was looking for someone. And I applied for the job, and it's actually two firms. It's Business Valuation Incorporated, which is the valuation and forensic and litigation side. And then there's an investment banking firm called Heritage Capital Group, and the two work well together. And I started with them in July of 21. It's been an incredible ride. I've learned a tremendous amount. There've been many days on this job where I've walked out going, oh, I did pass CPA exams, but I sure feel like an idiot. So fortunately, that's not happening quite as much. But as far as this group, you know, earlier this year, got to come in to Rotary. You all are awesome. I never had the bond in Naples that I've had. I mean, it's such a family environment, and it's so cool to be around a lot of successful people that have been very successful in their professional careers, you know, that are focused on serving the community and doing what's right. And, you know, to me, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to be filthy rich. So, you know, I better be able to look at myself in the mirror and feel good about what I'm doing. And being a member of this group certainly gives you every opportunity. So thrilled to be back in Jacksonville, really grateful for my occupation, and grateful to be a part of y'all. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much. And you've had quite a journey as well. Stephen and I and his wife had a lovely chat at one of our socials about his journey and about his collegiate allegiance to Georgia. So, and that was I think the week of the Auburn, Georgia game, which I knew they were going to kill us. So I was okay with that particular week, and they did. But thank you for sharing all that with us. And I would echo what I said with Allie. We're so glad you're with us and part of our club and part of our family. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for all that you're already doing with our club and what I know you will do with our club and for our club in the future. So thank you. And obviously good luck in the games to come, the playoff and what I'm sure will be the national championship game. So good luck. I'll be cheering for you the one time of year that I cheer for you. So enjoy it. so anyway, so thank you again for sharing. So Krista was going to visit with us today and give us her story. And I'm looking and I don't think I see her. And Patty doesn't see her. Krista, if you're on, and I don't see her and I'm not hearing her. Okay. All right. So we will get Krista to share with us next time. So to both Allie and Stephen, thank you. I know that for most Rotarians, it's not easy to talk about yourself. So thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. And as I said, we're very, very happy that both of you are part of our families here in Rotary. So we look forward to visiting with both of you more and working with both of you more in the future. And obviously, we'll look forward to seeing you both next week at our party. So it's a good chance for me to remind everybody that our holiday party is next week, which is December the 14th at 6 p.m. at Timuquana. So no meeting at lunch next week, meeting at 6 p.m. at Timuquana. Don't forget to RSVP, just so we'll have an idea about how much food to have available that evening. A couple of other reminders that I failed to mention earlier. RLI, the Rotary Leadership Institute, the next installment of that is coming up in February. That's Saturday, February the 18th. That one will be held in Gainesville at Santa Fe College. So that's the Rotary Leadership Institute, RLI, Saturday, February the 18th in Gainesville at Santa Fe College. Everyone is invited to attend that and participate. And if I remember correctly, there are 3 levels plus a graduate level course available. And so everyone's encouraged to participate. And I believe you sign up on DACDB, and Patty will correct me if that is not correct. I also wanted to thank our bell ringers that participated last week. Thank you, everyone that participated in that. That's an annual thing for our club, and really appreciate everybody that participated in that last week. Let's see, what am I forgetting? So we'll meet, so we have our party next week. Then we're going to take 3 weeks off for the holidays, just the way the meetings fell and the holidays fell. We'll have 3 weeks off. Our next in-person lunch meeting will be on January the 11th. So make sure you make a note on your calendars. We have Christmas party next week, Timaquana, 6 p.m. Then we take 3 weeks off for the holidays, and our next in-person meeting is on January the 11th at lunch at Timaquana. And our speaker will be the new president of UNF, the University of North Florida, Dr. Lehman. And I'm really excited about having him. I feel like the west side of town doesn't know a whole lot about UNF. And as soon as UNF hired him, I put in a request for him to come speak to our club, and we got him. So January the 11th. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm looking forward to y'all getting to hear from him. Let's see, what am I forgetting? I think I saw Alton Yates on, and when y'all are zooming in, I know Alton's on quite often, but it's behind me on the screen and I don't get to see him. So Alton, it was good to see your smiling face again today. It was a treat for me. So thank you. It's good to see you, Alton.
Thank you. Pleasure being here.
And so I'm hoping we'll get to see you at the party next week. So hoping. Let's see. Have I missed anything? Any other pop-ups, announcements, good news, bad news, anything anybody needs to share?
I got an email from Bob Hyde. He has been diagnosed with pneumonia.
Ooh, oh, wow. Okay, y'all please keep Bob in your thoughts and prayers. Bob Hyde. Is he in the hospital or is he at home?
No, he's at home.
Oh, good, good, good. All right, great. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, all righty. Stephen, are you going to lead us in the four-way test today?
Yes, ma'am.
Great, so take it away, Stephen.
Okay. And I printed out a version, or actually I have it on my screen, of the four-way test. And I know Carter likes history, so it's got a quick 2-sentence history at the beginning of it. It says, in 1932, Rotarian Herbert J. Taylor created the four-way test. The four-way test is a nonpartisan and non-sectarian ethical guide for Rotarians to use for their personal and professional relationships. The test has been translated into more than 100 languages, and Rotarians recite it at club meetings. So, of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth?
The truth.
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Great. Thank you so much, Stephen. And thank you for that background on that. I had forgotten that. So thank you very much. So with that, I will thank everybody for participating today and joining us virtually. It's good to see everybody. It's just always good to see everybody. You guys, you do me good. So thank you. That's selfish on my part that you do me good, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to close with a quote. It's not as good as Allie's, but I'll share it anyway. The holiday season is a perfect time to reflect on our blessings and to seek out ways to make life better for those around us, by Terry Marshall. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great week. We will see you at Timaquana at 6 o'clock next Wednesday. I'm going to ding my Auburn Cup, even though it's not a Georgia one, Stephen, and we're not playing in the game. Y'all have a great week. Ding. See you next week. Take care. Bye now.